So the forward collision warning was letting me know that, hey, you're going a little fast for the object that's in front of you.
What's good, guys? It's female Ron here.
What's good, guys? Ron's Rides here. That was my fiance, and we are at Kia of Daytona Beach here on Nova Road, and you guys probably did not expect this one. I've been asking around because you guys know that I will be parting ways with my 2016 Maserati Ghibli S, and I'm looking for my next Ron's Rides mobile. So I told you guys my price range, and you guys told me in a video different cars that I should try to test drive. So I'm letting you guys pretty much take the wheel and help me out pick my next car. So one of the suggestions that I got to test drive and to check out is the Kia Stinger. So behind me is the 2019 Kia Stinger GT1 all-wheel drive, and we're gonna check that out today. So first of all, I want to thank Kia of Daytona Beach for allowing me to film this vehicle. I've been wanting to get my hands on one of these since I heard about them, and here we are, finally checking out the Kia Stinger. Now, yes, it has the Kia stigma badge, as you guys would say. You know, if you're a badge warrior, you're gonna want to say, oh, well, it's a Kia, you know. But if this car was probably rebadged maybe as an Audi or BMW, people would eat this all up. So I'm going to show you guys why the Kia Stinger is a good competitor for the price. Remember how I say the little things matter? Well, this matters. Okay, you guys know what the big Maserati key fob looks like. Feels like quality, looks like quality. This is actually a nice key fob. It's leather wrapped with stitching. I mean, there's not too many key fobs I've really seen like this because of the fact that it has that, and because it feels like I'm setting off a detonator here. This is the lock button up the top here, and it's really cool. It's like, all right, I'm about to make something explode, and I press it, and then everything goes into flames. It's just a really cool thing, and I like that they set it for the lock button because it's like arming your car, protecting your car, and this is really cool. But you do have your lock there, you have your unlock here, you have your trunk release there, and then you have your siren there as well. Really cool Kia, really nice idea to make something a little bit more premium, soft touch, and cool and unique at the same time. Now, for those who don't know about the Kia Stinger, I'm gonna get you guys real familiar. This exterior color is black. The inside is red with black. So it's a great contrasting color. With the Kia Stinger, if you guys don't know, it's about to blow your mind. 3.3 liter twin turbo V6 engine, putting out 365 horsepower. 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. You get dynamic torque vectoring, all-wheel drive for this model. You get electronically controlled suspension. You get Brembo performance brakes. You get launch control in this car, guys. And you also have the 19-inch wheels with summer tires. Now, before we get too deep into the Kia Stinger, I definitely wanted to do just a quick walk around of my impressions, looking at the car a little bit closer, something a little bit more raw, something a little bit more real, before I start reading all of those numbers. Right off the bat, you guys can tell that this is not a normal Kia. If it didn't have the Kia badges, or even if it had the Korean badges from Kia, and that has the big black circle with the E on it, you would not know what it would be. And this is something that just kind of threw everybody off when it first came out. And I know they saw the concept, but when it actually came out, people were just thrown back by how good it looked. So there's a couple of things on it that, you know, might not be the best looking, but it's still really nicely packaged together. So first impressions, I'm going to start with the wheels. The big 19-inch wheels on the GT models look phenomenal. All right, I love the way these look. I love the color choices for them. You know, if I could do black, I would, but I don't mind this being this kind of color because my black Urano wheels on my Ghibli definitely show a lot of brake dust and dirt. This also has Michelin tires. All right, Michelin makes phenomenal tires. I was thinking about switching to Michelin for my Maserati, but then I ended up going with the Pirellis, which are decent tires, but I do really like the Michelin Pilot Sports, which these are. And the best part is you do get Brembo brakes. You get the red Brembo caliper there. You know, for Maserati, it'll say Maserati on the side. This is just a Brembo, but it does look phenomenal. I do like the styling here for the side vent that is actually functional. All right, that is actually has cooling there. That is really cool. It's not just something stuck on there just to be there for styling. You actually have cooling that you'll see straight through there. Can you guys tell right there? Can you see that hole? Right there, that is where the cooling happens. And it's nice that it looks good as well, not just there to look good, but to actually function. Now, I can't say the same about the hood vents here. These right here are not functional. It's more for styling. You can definitely see them a lot more on different colored cars. Here, it kind of looks like just chrome right at the top here. It doesn't look like much of anything, but when you put it on a white car or a gray car, you can definitely tell the difference. And I'll take a spin around another Kia Stinger GT just so you can see all the accent pieces that are on a different color that shows a lot more of its body lines and the styling. So just so you guys can have a look at what all of the black accents and how it looks on a different color car. This is a 2018 Kia Stinger, and it looks really good, like I said, with all the gloss features and everything. The contrast on here, where you can really see it when it's not on a black vehicle, looks really sharp. That's why I'm thinking about this, but in the pearl white that Kia offers, because it's gonna look so much cooler being able to see the real styling of this car. Right up front, you do see the grille pieces here that are also functional. I can put my fingers straight through these. These actually work, which again, the styling cues are there and the functionality is there as well. Even going through the front here, you see the front grille is functional right up top and at the bottom. All right, so I do like that. I also like how the bottom is not matte. Normally when you get a lot of bottom grille pieces, like in the Maserati Ghibli, and I'm gonna compare it to that a lot because that's what I have and what I'll be getting out of, you do get the matte black look, and it's more of a plasticky feel and look to it. I do like this clean gloss black look because it makes it feel a lot more like quality. So that's another good look. The headlights, LEDs here look really good. We'll get those turned on. You do have HIDs as well, but the LED running lights, the turn indicators look really cool, really futuristic. I mean, even going from the side, it's like a nice little 3D look. Really cool. And in the US here, we have to have that nice orange reflector, because US. But we'll keep stepping around the car here. The side profile, besides the functional grille, nothing too crazy about it. It still looks good, but there's nothing too stylish about it. It just has a nice sloping roof line, nice curves to it. When we get to the back, we'll get into a couple of things that look great and some things that could possibly be improved. So let's start with this side marker here. The side marker for the US, we have to have that reflector. This one here is a very large one. You would think that maybe at this body line here, the Kia might say, hey, we'll stop it here. No, they took it all the way across. You know what this reminds me of? And I'll put up a picture of it, but the rear diffuser on an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio at the bottom has the diffuser line going across the bottom here. That's what this reminds me of. It's not an indicator or anything. It's just a side marker for headlights to be able to tell that the vehicle is there in the dark. All right, now the rear, if you guys can't tell, the rear actually kind of looks like my Ghibli, and I'm gonna be able to zoom in there, and you guys can tell the rear taillights kind of remind you of the Ghibli over there, and it's parked right there. But it's a nice look. It's a really aggressive look because of the rear diffuser mixed with the very sporty looking rear bumper and the taillights going across. It looks really cool. You do have your dual exhaust here as well, which look phenomenal. I mean, I'm glad they did dual exhaust, and the quad exhaust feel altogether is just a good combo. Now, another big thing that you do have is the diffuser. The diffuser is actually done in gloss black. Again, a lot of automakers will kind of chintz out on that and do a plastic matte look on the rear diffuser, but this one is done in gloss black. So with this here, it actually matches the body panels of the car, which looks so much better when it's all flush, all clean, and with you having a different color car, it looks like a nice glossy black accent, which just kind of pulls everything together for me. I think it's really cool. Now, I wish that instead of putting the Stinger badge here, you had a nice big Stinger badge right there in the middle. No big deal, right? This Stinger badge has to be very out there because people are really trying to figure out what this thing is, and you got to put it out there. This is a special car and it should be treated as is. One of the things you might not see is this little Stinger logo right here, the insignia, with grippy material right over here on the back bumper here. Now it's kind of weird, it's kind of got like a different texture, but it probably prevents a lot of scratching and everything when going inside and putting things in the trunk, which I do like this look because it's something different and it's functional at the same time. So I'm gonna have my fiance step on the brakes here. I'm gonna show you something here. So you notice that the tail lights are right here, tail light right here, third brake light right here in the glass. You would think that this red piece going across is the third brake light, but it actually isn't. It's at the top. So you do have the tail lights here, but the third piece is just for styling. It's just a red piece going across. Something you might not have noticed if you just saw it driving in the wild. So what does the Kia Stinger have for 2019? Well, they keep their updates to a minimum for 2019, adding new standard features and reshuffling equipment. For that, you have the entry-level model that adds a standard 18-inch wheel and blind spot monitoring and rear cross path detection alert. You also have the sun and sound package that has the sunroof, the premium audio system, larger touchscreen, and LED headlights, and is now available on the base model. Now the rear-wheel drive GT, the GT models have the twin-turbo V6 and receives a standard limited slip differential for improved traction. Wireless charging and ventilated front seats are now included on every premium and GT1 model. Finally, the Stinger GT2 comes with a 360-degree camera and rear heated seats. Now the Stinger has two engine options, both which could be had at rear wheel or all-wheel drive. You do see that this is the twin-turbo V6, which, if you couldn't see it right here, big turbo sign. Reminds me of something that you would put on Fast and Furious or something like that. You put the big turbo sticker, or you know, something that represents that this is fast or it's faster than the normal model. So you will not mistake this. This is a turbo. I do how they have the nice dry carbon look. I'm not exactly sure what material this is, but it looks really cool than just a plastic engine cover. I see where they were going here. The big strut bars on both sides as well. They really do a good job at dressing this up. And it's a performing engine, so this is something that you would expect, right? You get the looks and you get the performance out of this thing. Now with 365 horsepower, this is actually faster than my first Maserati Ghibli, which was a 2015 entry-level model, and that had 345 horsepower. So to think that I would be getting something that's faster than that, it's pretty crazy. Your 0 to 60 is in 4.6 seconds, and your top speed is at 167 miles per hour. When it comes to fuel economy, the Stinger isn't as great as you would like it to be for the twin-turbo V6, but giving the performance engine, that's probably to be expected. Now you're looking at 20 combined city and highway, 17 city and 25 highway. Just a little bit better than the Ghibli so far. Now you do require premium fuel for the Ghibli, not so much for the Stinger. Obviously, if you want the best performance out of the car, premium fuel is where it's to be, but you don't necessarily need it, which will save you big at the gas tank. Now let's talk about cargo. The Kia stated trunk volume would predict that it has by far the most cargo space in its set, but it only bested its rivals probably by a small margin. Now with its wide hatchback opening and long wheelbase, you hope the Stinger would do even better with these measurements. The dimensions of the car itself are 190 inches in length, 74 inches in width, and 55 inches in height. Now when it comes to actual cargo space in the back of the hatchback here, you're looking at about 23.3 cubic feet to 40.9 cubic feet of space. You do have all three seats that are able to fold down. It's a 60-40 split, so you get 40% on the driver's side, then the middle and the passenger side to go down as well. Not too bad. You would think a little bit more with the dimensions of the car because of how big it is, how long it is, the wheelbase, but it's not a bad look. I think it's plenty of space for what it is. You do have this big protector here for privacy, but you can also take that off as well. But for the most part, this is a really good look as far as space goes. So me and the fiance are inside of the Stinger. So we're just gonna do some real world testing and just kind of play out with it, I mean, for the first time, just see how easy things are to use and to see the button layouts and everything as well. So I'm inside, it shows that the door is open. So I'm gonna close the door and give it a start. So it's getting hot, so we're gonna start this thing right away. And we do have a start-stop button right here that looks pretty good. Not a plastic button, but just something nice. Has a great roar to it. That startup just sounds good. Now we're gonna try to check out everything, just see how it looks. You do have the floating screen, which is one of those things to where you either love it or hate it. I know a lot of people don't like Mercedes where they kind of float around on the top, looks like an iPad stuck on it. This one at least is flush inside of something. It's going into something. It actually almost looks like it goes inside, but it does not. It does sit up here like this. The vents are really nice, and we get to test those out real world. Now they remind me kind of Alpha's vents, to where they look like propellers from a plane. Don't they kind of look like that? Yeah, so it's like they you know, it's kind of spin here, and then you just turn them up and down and close them, and yeah, they're pretty nice. I do like the buttons here. Nice aluminum look, very flush, very flat. I wish they would have carried that same theme down here to the HVAC controls, but it's not bad. You do have nice knobs here for the HVAC controls. One thing you might see yourself doing is reaching for the HVAC and turning up and down the radio there on accident. So say if you're doing this without looking, you may, you know, kind of reach for the wrong one. Now this one is slightly bigger, so you would be able to tell in that sense if you're paying a lot of attention. But you know, it's kind of something you think you might mix up a little bit. Other than that, I mean, the buttons are pretty simple. On the side here, you do have your voice activation here. You have your menus, you have your hands-free. You have your nice GT logo, which I do like that they did that for this car specifically, because you want to feel a little bit more special when you are in the Stinger GT. Big Kia logo, horn here. All right, then on the side here, you have your cruise control here, which is very nice with the nice little paddle shifters. This is something that I will get used to, not having the big Italian paddles that are column mounted, because these are mounted to the steering wheel, so they turn with the steering wheel. All right, so that's something I'm definitely gonna have to get used to. Nice stitched leather, so you do have the red contrasted stitching throughout the leather with the perforated leather on the sides. Really nice feel to a Kia model, which is really cool. On the side here for the door, you do have nice brushed aluminum with the aluminum door handles and lock. I really like that look. You do have the nice soft touches here, the leather right here in the middle, all right, with the aluminum handles here. And you do have the nice speakers here that are done in aluminum look. You have your seat controls here for 1 and 2. And then you have your window locks, and you have your door locks and everything as well here too. So very nice on the side, not too much to it. Little storage space here. Down underneath here, if you guys can see, I do have those aluminum pedals too. Look really good. It gives you a little bit more of a flair. You know, you have a dead aluminum pedal. Obviously, you're not gonna have a clutch with this, but the dead aluminum pedal is very nice too. On the side here, you do have your driver assistance stuff here. So you have your driver assistance for your cruise control here, and for your blind spot here, your fuel door that will open up here, and then you do have your dimmer here for the interior cabin. One cool thing is, since this is a 2019 model, it came with no fuel, so it actually showed me that it needs fuel right here on the screen. So it's gonna search for the nearest gas station, which is really cool. Now my fiance, go ahead and explain what you just did. Go ahead and explain it.
It has a phone charging, wireless phone charging. So
she set her phone there. And then it showed, there you go. It started charging. So I know I saw your face. I wish I would have got that on camera, because she's not used to technology like that. So wireless charging with this car is a very nice thing as well. Down here you have this cover that covers over everything here. So if you're not using this area, you do have a nice cover that goes right over it. Just kind of close their phone in there, but it's cool because you can charge the phone in there, not have to look at it, not be distracted by it, and keep it away while it's getting charged. You do have your 12 volt here, aux, and USB there as well, which is very nice. Now your controls here, as far as your gear select, you do have your gear select here, and you have the button here to move the gear select. You have park right up front, you have reverse, you have neutral, and then you have drive. And then when you do your drive, you do move it over to the side for manual mode, or you can use those good old paddle shifters. You also have your shift lock release here as well that you could use too. put it in park there, and you're good. Electric parking brake there. You have your auto hold there, and you have your drive modes here. So if you twist for your drive modes here, right up front, you're gonna see your different drive modes. So we'll zoom in on that and do this in real time. Let's get it focused. So you have comfort, you have eco, you have smart, and you have the one that I'm gonna love the most, sport. You also have custom mode there. So when you do change your driving modes, you'll see the different driving modes and you'll see what they actually do. So as far as eco and smart, working on the engines, comfort is just gonna be comfort. Sport, you're gonna get that engine, you're gonna get the suspension, everything in its most aggressive mode, which is very nice as well. You do have the heated and cooled seats here. So you do have that toggle here for both of those. Heated steering wheel, parking brake, auto start stop, and then heated and cooled seats for your passenger. As you can see, she's hot, so she just turned on the cooled or ventilated seats, and it shows blue. If we were to turn on the heated seats here, then it would show red. So let's see if we can get that going. So whoops, now you see the red there over the blue. Can you see it? It's tough to see. You do have the 3 different settings there as well, but you see the red, and then you see the blue. Red, blue. It's a lot better to see at night with the sun on it. It's a little bit harder. Can you do it on your side here?
Look,
there you go.
You
so
can change it too.
Yeah, that's how you change the different
Cool.
intensities. So that being the hottest, medium, and then the low hot, shall we say. Little stowage here. Got a little stowage here, and it's a tray, so this is actually something that just lifts up here, and then you just have storage in there. Nothing too crazy, and I don't think that lifts up. Oh, it does lift up, and we got a surprise. Nothing down there. I do like the gloss black around the HVAC controls here, also with the nice aluminum look here, because it does not show scratches and it does not show fingerprints, which is a very nice look because it's gonna look clean for a good time. You do have the cup holders here as well. Very nice there. All right, then we're gonna look up here. So we kind of went over this briefly, but you do have your radio controls here, up and down for your volume here, radio, media, sync. All right, you do have your warning lights there, like your passenger seat belt, your SD map, your passenger airbag, you have your map, you have your nav here, your setup, and everything here. Now you can also go through your radio stations on this side here, to where on this side is gonna be your volume. Now, we don't want any copyright strikes, so we'll keep that down there. We'll go over the infotainment system in just a second. I definitely want to go over the odometer here and the gauges here. Now, in order to change everything on your gauges here as far as your center screen, you're going to use these buttons here for your menu options to scroll through. But before we get to that, we'll just see what's on there already. So what we're looking at is your RPMs here and your oil temp there on that side. To where on this side, we're seeing that we have low fuel, we see our miles per hour and our kilometers per hour there. And then in the center, you're seeing the temperature. All right, you're seeing what mode you're in, which is sport. You're seeing your range, if you set your range, and you're seeing your miles on the actual vehicle with the actual mode you're in as far as your drive select. So we're gonna go through that menu by scrolling through using those buttons I showed you, and just show you different things like the G-force meter here, like the lap timer, which is really cool, like the gauges for oil temp, torque, and turbo there. So that's the 3 things that you'll get through there. Now with this menu button here, I can actually shuffle through the menus so I can see the fuel economy there. I can also see my compass. I have my driver's assistance package there, my user settings there. I also have that lap timer still going. All right, so I'm gonna hold it to stop it. Let's do that. All right, so that's stopped. You can change the stations by toggling here, and then you can mute it here as well. But like I was saying, volume and changing stations. So let's actually just really quick press mode, and it's FM radio. All right, so then I want to press this toggle up. It's going to turn up the volume for you, and then this here is going to change the station, which is static. Now that my fiance has gone, she had to take off. I wanted to show you the nice perforated leather with the red. I mean, this looks really cool. I honestly probably couldn't get it in any color than red. Nice GT and Boss logo here. You have the red going throughout with the perforated leather, so you do get the heated and cooling leather here. Nice thigh support down here at the bottom as well. I do really like the look of these seats. It looks like a Grand Touring car. You also have the nice sunroof right up top there, just for the front, but it's a very large section of the front. So the backseat passengers don't really get much love there, not a panoramic, but a big sunroof for the top of your head and your passengers on this side's head. Now, you also do have your buttons up top here for your dome lights, for the sunroof there, and for the flood door lights as well. Very simple and very clean right up here, because your home link and everything here is on your rear view mirror. So for your garage door, everything is sitting right there for your home link, just so you can get that set up. You do also have your compass there, and you do have your power there. Now the touchscreen is pretty simple and easy to use for the infotainment system. Right now we're on the navigation, but if I were to hit home there, it would take me to my home screen, which is actually set as a split screen right now, where I have my radio functions and I have my navigation function, which is probably one of the best things to use because you can multitask. But you can go to My Menu, where you have a custom setup. Now, if you do that, you have to add stuff to My Menu to get it all set up. I won't get into a custom setup since this is a car for the dealership. All menus here that gives you everything. So you have your phone, you have your quick guide, voice commands, everything like that. Even if you swipe to the side there, you have your nav menu, climate, voice, setup, everything like that. So it's a very nice touchscreen. What I do like about it is it doesn't have that kind of glossy material over the screen to where it shows a lot of fingerprints. That's pretty big. Again, with a lot of materials here, they do not show fingerprints and they might not show scratches as well. So I do like that because you can touch these things and really not make an ugly looking car when it is somewhat dirty. You do on the gloss black pieces have those fingerprints, but there's not too many gloss black pieces inside that you would really mess up, besides stuff like around the steering wheel here and around the Hvac controls. But back to the infotainment system. Everything's pretty simple here, which what I like. There's not too much to it. It's nice resolution. I mean, it has a nice little ding to it when you press it. It's nothing crazy, but at the same time, it's very functional. Now, just to show you guys, you do have a very large screen for the reverse camera. Okay, no extra things on it. It's just right there. Big screen, be able to see everything. There's right behind you to check your surroundings. Pretty good on the quality of the screen as well, which, you know, that is all you can ask for, is to make sure that you can see and you can see well. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, there's tons of room in this thing as far as leg room goes. You feel like you could just stretch your feet all the way out, your legs all the way out, and still have room. You can move these seats back and forth just like this, up and down the same way. You also have your lumbar support here and your backrest to move. Also, you do have the steering wheel for telescoping steering wheel to move up and down and back and forth to you as well. Now in the back seat, you get the same quality as you do up front. You get the nice speaker setup, the nice aluminum feels, the nice red leather. You do have a window switch here, and then when you step in, you have plenty of space in the inside, which is gonna be important. What kind of space do you have? Well, you see how much room I have. I'm 5'11". I have tons of room back here, and I feel like I'm sitting down into these seats and looking up. It's just a nice feeling. It's very comfortable. These seats feel good, and it's something that you can definitely spend some time in, and for a grand tour, that's something you're gonna want. Hvac vents here, and you do have your charging as well as your 12 volt, and then if I were to go down in the middle here, you have your cup holders. So it's just everything you may need back here to ride comfortably, enjoy your time, and just relax. You also even have the nets here to have a little extra stowage. Now, I do wish they had 2 USBs instead of just one there. The back seat is a good place to be. That's something I'm definitely looking forward to.
Anyway, if you're on YouTube, you can let them know. My name is Jeff Gonzalez. I'm from Europe. I'm car salesman extraordinaire, right?
There you
anyway,
go.
We'll leave
yes,
it there.
yes. So Jeff will be taking care of you for any of your Kia purchasing needs in Daytona. So definitely look out for him. Now we're inside of the Stinger GT. We have open road. Put it in manual. That just feels good.
Oh, it's got balls. Which is what you want to hear when you pet a car.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes. It doesn't sound like anything that you would expect it to sound like. That's the best part. I like it. It's got different driving modes. So you got comfort, eco, smart, and sport. So it obviously plays on the drivetrain and on the engine. Like I said, sport is the one that I'll spend the most time in because I really like the best performance. You get these cars because you want performance.
That's why you buy them.
Yes, and you definitely use the paddle shifters because you want to be involved in what your car is doing. But yeah, I like I said, I get used to these paddles because I'm so used to the big ones. But the best thing is that they don't leave my side. You know, so if I turn, they're turning with me. So I won't, you know, mistake where they are, you know, for any other instance. So when I'm coming out of a corner, I can easily just hit these things and go for it. So I do like that. But yeah, the steering wheel feels very good. Perforated leather on the sides, stitching, like the gloss black on it, and then everything's easy and functional. You know, like your thumbs can reach every single button here.
It's very ergonomic.
Yes, definitely. That's a great way to say it. I know people, when they see this thing, they're still kind of just eyeing it like, what is that?
Oh, I know.
And there's the black model
which is actually the best time to purchase.
Yeah.
If you do it in 3 years,
then people are going to know what it is a little bit more. Yes. It's still very fresh to the market.
And there will be many of them. It's a great car, but the point is you get it when it's unique, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You do something different. This is very different. If you like to be cookie cutter, you go for the Audi, BMW, Mercedes. But if you want somebody who came over from the Audi division,
very well put.
then you come and you get somebody who has a different take on a sports car, but with that same styling taste of those German brands that you really love.
Right.
So I think that's a good way to kind of, you know, be different, but at the same time have that same kind of structure. And at cruising speeds here, you don't really feel much. It's a soft ride.
Oh, it's very.
And you know, even within sport mode, I mean, I'm still just cruising here. And I mean, a sense of speed, I'm obviously going a little faster than I should be, so let's slow down.
You really can't tell.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Perception of speed is just crazy. So I'm gonna get over here. Simple blinkers, just up and down. There's no soft touch. Nothing to get you confused. If you hit it too hard, how many times have it blinking, or did you hit it softly and it blinks 3 times and shuts off? So it's very simple. Drive comfortable. I love the seats. I love how much room I have. I feel like I'm just like reclined. Love the telescopic steering wheel where you can just move it up and down, forward and backwards.
I actually love the coordinates on this vehicle with the red leather.
Yeah, I do too.
It's very sporty.
Yes, yes. And the perforated leather, it just gives it even more sporty look, but then you get ventilated seats.
Right.
Which we need here in Florida.
Almost definitely.
Yes, that's the thing you need here. Heat is nice. My fiance always likes the heat, but the you know, the ventilated is where it's at for sure. Very quiet on the downshifts is when you're really going for the upshifts, and the higher RPMs is really you really hear it. We got a Corvette in front of us. I don't think he wants any of this drama. I love this engine though. I just love that they went out and went for a twin turbo V6 instead of a 4-cylinder with turbos, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
They really kind of went for it, and you know, time will tell if it will pay off. I think we all think and have a great feeling that it will pay off. So I that's my opinion. I feel like, you know, they did the right thing.
Well, I'm a mechanic, and there's a lot of the vehicles that are moved towards the, you know, bigger piston 4-cylinder. They're kind of losing the mark. Right. But it's become normal.
Right. Right. As everybody's doing smaller engines and turbos, you know, we can still appreciate the V6s out there and really still have fun with those. And with this being all-wheel drive, you're stuck to the road.
And of course, your gas mileage is fantastic because you're actually driving a smart engine.
Yep. Before collision warning, if you didn't hear that beep, the Corvette was turning, so the tail end of his car was a little bit out on the road, so the forward collision warning was letting me know that, hey, you're going a little fast for the object that's in front of you. You might want to pump the brakes a little bit. We did see that he was constantly moving in, but that's the computer system doing what it's supposed to do. Whether it's doing it a little bit overcompensation wise, it's still good because it's safety, because I might not have known that. You know, I was very aware of what was going on in front of me, but in case I wasn't, this had me covered.
I'm not alarmed because I trust the driver.
Oh yes, there you go. So don't think that I'm going to kill Jeff over here. He has faith in me.
That's right.
There we go, Brumbo brakes to use. Well, during my acceleration, I definitely got to test out the brakes. I mean, Michelin Pilot, I mean, the tires are great. Michelin Pilot Sports, you can't get a better tire for these cars. 19-inch wheels with the GT models here. Brembo brakes, just like we said. It's just a perfect combo for what Kia has packaged here.
That's right.
I love it. It's awesome. And it's just quiet sitting here. Have the start-stop mode turned off, just so I don't get any confusion when stopping and going. Never really been a fan, but I understand why we have it. So for those who do use it, it's available. For those who don't, there's a independent button to turn it off, which is very nice as well. It's one of those sayings, you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So
there you go.
Same instance here. And green light both ways. Nothing else to say about it. This is a car.
Great ride.
Yes, this is a car. This is it's an amazing car. So we'll put it back in manual automatic mode by just moving it to the right, and we'll enjoy the small commute back to the Kia dealership here in Daytona. This has been a great time. Thank you so much, Jeff, for taking me out.
Very welcome.
I really appreciate this. It's really just, you know, it's one thing to walk around a car and
it's another thing to
yes, because you start to envision yourself doing this on a daily and how much fun you're gonna have, the smiles that it provided you, the safety, the comfort, everything that you would want in a car that you would invest your money into.
That's right.
You have, you know, and that's the most important thing. So let's take a look at the sticker for the Kia Stinger. Now this GT1 all-wheel drive is going to be listed at $48,745. So right at the tip of the price point of where I want to be at $50,000. So let's take a look at everything as far as the standard equipment and the optional equipment on this vehicle. You got safety, interior comfort and convenience, stuff like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. That is a must. We do also have that wireless charging as we saw, and we have stuff like the driver assistance package here as well. And then when you look at the additional installed equipment, stuff like the red interior color package, the rear bumper, the cargo mat, carpeted floor mats, all-wheel drive only, and the cargo net there. That's what you're looking at with the MSRP, including the options and the destination charges there. And then you'll see your fuel economy here. All right, so you'll see what you have for fuel, and then you do have your annual cost there as well. So 4 on the fuel rating. I mean, with the V6, it's not gonna be as high as you want, but it's still a decent price. All right, guys, so now tell me, what do you guys think about me hopping into a Kia Stinger? Obviously, I would want the GT1 or GT2, do it in the pearl white with red interior. That would be my ultimate spec. But what do you guys think about this car? This is something that a lot of you guys said go for it. I think that this is something that I may have to take a chance on, because I took a chance on the Ghibli and it paid off for me. Obviously, the internet still does not like the Ghibli, but I took a chance on it, and I like to be different. I like to have something different. This is not cookie cutter. This is something that is going to really stand out in the market. I mean, if you guys see me driving this, do you really think that it's gonna look bad on me? I think that something like this is going to really put Kia on the next level. This is really gonna be something that puts Kia on the map. So now here's where you guys come in yet again. Do you guys see the Kia Stinger GT as my Maserati Ghibli replacement? This is gonna be one for the record books in the comments below, because I know there's gonna be a lot of you going back and forth from me going to the Italians to going to the Koreans. But I think this is really something that is going to be a great daily driver. So down below, leave that comment, and I'm going to argue with you in the comments below, or I'm going to agree with you. Either way, we're going to have a discussion. Definitely give the video a like, get this up in the rankings. I want more people to see this car, and I want more people to add their opinions on what they think I should get. Also subscribe and click that notification bell, because I'm not done car shopping yet, and you guys aren't done giving me suggestions on other cars to drive. We got a lot of work to do. All right, check the links down below, the Patreon if you guys want to help support there. Also check the social media links, see what I'm up to, see the memes I post, videos, pictures, all that kind of stuff, and definitely check out the affiliate links like the custom floor mats and stuff like that. Guys, with that said, be good, be easy. Hopefully you had fun with me, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.